York-bound publications. Episode 2 Boo, you know you rock my world. Something about this moment was filling me with supreme confidence. That just got paid, Friday night, type confidence. Feel me? Out of all of the time I spent thinking about Keen, the one thing I never imagined was that if her and I began a conversation, I would be the person starting it. But, that was exactly where I found myself as I walked toward the track and field area of the huge football field/track field. I headed directly towards Keen as her and headed toward the bleachers to have a seat after running, while everybody else ran. Keen seemed to glide around the track, with her huge melons leading the way. Track clearly was not a sport for big-breasted Johns like Keen, but big-titty Johns always looked good running though. "How you doin', Ms. Parker?" I waited until Keen and her homie Daria, well, I don't think they were homies, but they were walking together and talking, so, your guess is as good as mine. Anyway, I headed back inside of the school to hopefully catch up to Keen right outside of the girls' locker room area, in the hallway. "How y'all doing today?" I inquired as Keen and Daria approached, laughing and giggling the whole time. That was until they heard my voice. Everything seemed to stop, and suddenly turn eerily silent. "Oh shit." I mumbled under my breath. I knew exactly what was happening right now, and exactly how my dumb ass had stumbled directly into it. Daria was going to be hurt. She's been liking me for years, and I knew it. Daria was cute and all, but she just didn't do it for me. Nothing personal. The fact that I'd said "how y'all doing?" instead of "what's up y'all" meant more than you could ever know. "How y'all doing?" was some serious words back in the day. I just mistakenly let both of them know that I was trying to holla at one of them, and I knew with everything in me that Daria likely definitely thought I was here for her. Sis had been probably waiting for this moment for years. I stood my dumb ass there, full of fake ass anticipation about some shit I'd probably just made up in my own damn mind, again. Both ladies just giggled as they walked past me and headed into the two big doors leading to the girls' locker room area. Yup, I definitely must have made up my own shit again. Neither one of these chicks had been thinking about my dumb ass. I stood there for about 30 seconds wondering what kind of things they were laughing at me about inside of that locker room. I eventually tried to push the shit to the back of my mind as I began to slowly walk away. I took about 7 or 8 steps before I heard my name being called. "Hey Prince." "Hold up." I turned around to see Keen heading in my direction. She didn't have a hell of a lot of distance to make up, in order for her to be in have a conversation range of me, but she jogged in my direction anyway. Everything seemed to switch from normal speed, to some very, very, very slow motion type shit. It was dope as hell too. Keena smiled as she got close to me and moved in closer to whisper in my ear. "Meet me around the corner in 20 minutes. Keen stepped back and smiled at me, right before she kissed me on the cheek. And just like that, sis disappeared into the night, well day, well hallways? What the fuck ever. You know what the hell I mean. Dash. I nervously paced back and forth as I stood in front of the corner store on the corner of my mom's block. The anticipation had me on edge. Keen had chased me down. That meant she wanted to talk to me as much as I wanted to talk to her. But, what about? These are the thoughts that ran through my 16-year-old mind as I sat on the steps waiting for my Cinderella to appear. When I snapped out of my random questions to myself, I looked at my watch. Damn. Cinderella's nutass had me here waiting for over a damn hour, and she ain't get here yet. She probably wasn't coming either. I wasn't sad, angry, crushed or any of those other feelings. I was confused. Not about why she hadn't shown up. I was confused about what to do or say the next time I saw her. I wonder what that whoa. Boo. I turned around holding my hand over my heart like I was Fred Sanford. This really did feel like it was the big one, Elizabeth. Nah, seriously, I was scared as fuck. Imagine standing there in your own little world thinking about someone. You hear someone yelling, almost have a heart attack from hearing a voice that wasn't the one in your head, manage to turn around, and it's the damn person you were standing there daydreaming about. That's some heart-stopping shit, fam. Like some I think this is the big one, Elizabeth type of shit. Feel me? Anyway, I thought I did a pretty good job of recovering from my almost heart attack, before I calmly spoke. Damn. If I wasn't on point I would have been a little shook. I ain't even gun hold ya. I said with all of the confidence that I could muster in that moment. Keen looked me up and down before she laughed her ass off. She didn't say yeah right or anything else most people say when they know someone is lying to them. She just laughed, which I found sort of comforting for some strange reason. Keen was standing there looking like a straight up Roni. Sis was rocking a white tennis skirt and white Champion sweatshirt. Sis had those sexy ass, athletic legs on full display out this joint. She didn't look trashy or anything. Keen made her outfit look sexy, but in a classy type of way, if that made sense. You know what I'm saying? After that whole sneaking up behind me and scaring the hell out of me thing, which must have been a sort of icebreaker for us, Keen and I settled into a nicely flowing conversation. Our conversation was smooth. We began with the usual getting to know one another type questions, of course. But somewhere in that conversation, Keen slid a smooth little bridge that led us into discussing some deeper topics. Like, where did I see myself in 10 years? I was completely unprepared for the question. Yes, I was only 16 years old and no one really knew what they wanted to do with their lives yet, but Keen obviously did know or have some idea what she wanted to do with hers. Why else would she ask the question, knowing the question would be coming right back at her after I answered it? That was Keen though. She was a person who was always thinking about the future. A person who thinks in that way should be an asset to anyone. She's definitely an asset, and more importantly, a person that cares. Like really cares. About shit that matters to you. Sakina has always been one of the most selfless people I've known. It's one of the many things that I will always love about Keen.